Hey you guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Lookin. So today's video is a special request for the holidays. And so what we're going to be talking about is how to talk to our families about the feminine Christ, about the Magdalene, about the goddess traditions, and the real roots of Christianity, and what Christmas actually like means, not just about like, oh, it's about our presents. Like it's not, there's other roots besides that. So it's about how we talk to our families about the different things that we uncover and learn in relation to feminine wisdom. And this has absolutely been something that I've been working with for like years, trying to figure out, how do I talk to people about this? And for me, the whole subject of ancient feminine wisdom has come really from this root of like soul trauma, of this root of remembrance that's like seeped in fear and anger and rage. And I've been, as we do our work, we start to work through each of these different layers. But a lot of times when we're talking to people about it, it can then be also rooted with that energy. So people are feeling that energy. So for example, I might be talking about Mary Magdalene, but in reality, what's coming through is the rage that like the church covered up everything about her story, that she's been hidden for so long, that like the rage of me not understanding as a child, like the rage of me as a child going into the church and being like, something is missing here, and that no one could tell me, oh, it's because they aren't talking about the feminine Christ. So for me, a lot of the times that I've even taught about it, I've had to like make new videos because it's rooted in this anger, and that nobody's going to listen to that. You can't reach people when you're talking about stuff from that angle. I mean, an easy example of this is looking at people who are like radically vegan and who are like, everybody who eats meat is horrible, and like you're all ruining the planet, and it's like nobody's going to listen to that person. However, someone who has those same values that comes from a different approach, so you could probably turn so many people vegan, or like have so many people eat less meat, and that's actually the result that's wanted, right? But people only listen when you're coming from an open-hearted perspective. And I think that that's like so important when we're thinking about sharing information. Also, for me, it's been really important to like have it sink in that everybody, first of all, is interested in different things, and not everybody needs to know the same information that I know, or not everybody needs to understand the downloads I've had, or the things that I've learned that have helped me so much, because they will find what is meant for them when it's ready, and what will resonate with them and their soul. What resonates for me to invoke my own awakening and my helping other people's with their awakening isn't going to be the same thing that supports them. So me trying to like force people to understand about Mary Magdalene that haven't asked, it's like there's no consent in that conversation. They're just like, here's another one of her crazy conspiracy theories, or here's another one of her like crazy thoughts, and it's not really taken seriously, which is not the effect that I want to have. If you're familiar with human design, projectors in particular, this is one of, I think, the 5 types of human design. I'll pop up in the corner. I have a video about human design if you want to learn more about it. But projectors have specifically like I forget what it's called. Like one of the things that we do that makes us bitter is giving our insight when it's not asked for, because projectors particularly are really deep and insightful, and we feel people's energy, and so we can give like really great advice. However, when it's not asked for, it's not received well, and then people are irritated that we like gave them unsolicited advice, and we're irritated that they didn't take it, or that they weren't grateful for our like extreme wisdom. So it just doesn't work for anybody. So for me, because I'm a projector, I'm like a very projector. That has really come to play with this sort of content. Like I am not going to share it unless people ask. However, that doesn't mean that I need to hide it, right? So just as an example, on the Christmas tree this year, we always put the tree up on my mom's birthday at her house. I don't have a tree at my house. I just have my plants and like a cute little Christmas towel. Anyways, my friends know what the towel is that I'm talking about. Anywho, so I got a little ornament. I had something special in my house that someone had given me, and I was like, you know what? This little ornament reminds me of Mary Magdalene, and I'm going to put this on the tree because Christmas is not like, for me, I'm not only going to celebrate the masculine principle of Christ, I'm also going to celebrate the feminine principle. And yes, I want everybody on the planet to understand about the feminine principle, but it's not my job to teach every single person. People learn more through our being and through watching us and through seeing how we engage. So me putting up a special ornament and then I'm telling my mom, like, this one is special to me. This is what it represents to me. And she's like, oh, that's nice, honey. And is very different from me trying to tell her, which this also happened in the same afternoon. Like, did you know that Mary Magdalene, blah, 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 blah. Did you know that the church like built all of their churches on spaces that were originally goddess temples that they destroyed because they're on powerful ley lines? I'm like, yeah, you said that last time you were here. But it's not really received or heard, you know? And so part of our mastery, I think, as teachers, as facilitators, as light workers, like, what, it doesn't matter what you identify as, but if you're watching this, you're a light worker, like, for sure. Our job is to be able to share information through our beingness, is to be able to share light and to share this sort of stuff from a space of openness and love, not from a space of like, you have to understand this or you're going to be extremely messed up. Like, you have to understand this or you're going to be perpetuating all the problems that have created the world to be the way that it is. Like, that it's so easy to go into that energy because we find it so important or we find it so life-changing when we fully receive it. But to try to invoke that on somebody else when maybe it's too early for them or maybe it would shock their system when they're not ready for it, they're just not going to hear it. Like, literally their consciousness won't let them absorb it. And then you're going to be like, nobody understands me. And it's just not good for anyone. So my recommendation is, how do you want to celebrate whatever it is that you believe about Christ consciousness during the holidays? And I'm obviously speaking to people about the Christ principle, not like, I don't know very much, honestly, about Judaism. So I'm speaking mostly to the Christian holiday here. But most of you guys probably watching don't even identify with a religion. But yeah, so whatever you celebrate during this time period, what I would say is, what are the things that how do you want to honor this as you feel like it really should be honored? So for example, there will be a moment where I say, I'm going to go upstairs. I'm doing a winter solstice ceremony. I'll be back down in 2 hours. If somebody wants to ask about what that is or why I'm doing that or why it's important, they can. I'm going to go upstairs and do a Christ consciousness meditation for an hour. I'll be back later. Don't come in. If people want to ask, they can. Or if you want to create a special little altar, or if you want to, like, how is it that you feel these holidays would have been celebrated in ancient times? How can you celebrate the feminine, even if nobody else understands it? Like, really allowing it to root in that what we are being is always going to be the thing that's most felt, way more than whatever it is that we're saying. So how is it that you want to be without needing anybody else to understand it, without needing to preach to anybody else, without needing to be a teacher to anybody else, without needing to change anybody else's beliefs or opinions, without expecting anyone to like just totally absorb your beliefs and like, whoa, this is life-changing. Because that's probably not going to be the reaction, and then you're going to be irritated. So just focus on how you experience it. How do you want to experience the feminine during Christmas or during the holidays? How do you want to honor and anchor that energy? And trust that the people we're all awakened, like, it's not in logical ways. So information finds you as it is supposed to. Spirit goddesses, gods find you as they're like in their perfect timing. So it doesn't matter if like Uncle Johnny understands who Mary Magdalene is when you're trying to explain that. But he's going to feel her energy emanating from you without needing to know like what year she was born or what her role was, or, you know, like understanding certain things that she did. It's really ultimately about the energy that we're emanating. So how can we just be that energy as much as possible? And that draws people into us where they're like, hey, I think that she actually might have some like cool stuff to teach me. Or like, I want to like, I don't understand why, but I feel drawn to this person and I want to like learn more about them. And I think what's most important in this conversation is like, do you have the consent to talk to somebody about something? Do you have their consent? Because it's just like if somebody's selling you something, like, I don't want to just sit at the dinner table and like listen to somebody rant on about their personal beliefs in a way that's trying to convert me. If they're talking about something that they love, that they're passionate about, and they're just talking about it because they think it's cool, that's a really different vibe than someone trying to get you to believe what they believe, right? So I hope that this lands in whatever way in your heart, in a positive way in your heart. I'd love to hear if you have any additional comments or examples or things that you want to share to add into this conversation. Please, please, please put them in the comments so other people can see them too. And I just like love when you guys leave comments. It makes my day getting an email like so-and-so left a comment. I just like love it. So please always leave comments purely for that, to like make my day, but also it helps more people to find my channel and my videos. If you liked this, please give it a thumbs up. It takes literally 0.1 second and it helps me a lot. And if you enjoy the channel, please subscribe. And if you want to learn more about me or about the work that I do, you can go to my website, aliwilkins.com. I do a lot of different things. I have online courses that you can get that are self-study right now. I do 6-month masterminds called the Initiation Mastermind, which is a group container. I also do individual private coaching, individual initiations. That's what I call them. I've written a book called Sacred Wealth. I do retreats for my private clients. What else? Oh, I do Akashic record reading stuff, which these are individual sessions, or you can get 3 readings and save some, like a big chunk of money when you get 3. And these are really powerful to understand your soul blueprint and what's going on in your energetic field right now, and some things that can support you in like staying in, and really like getting you on the path of your highest alignment, and seeing if you're veering off anywhere, or if there's things in your field that are like supporting you and veering off, and we can work with that. So yeah, if you want to learn more about any of that stuff, feel free to email me or just look at my website and book something. Thank you for watching. I hope that you have a really wonderful holiday season, and I think that's it. I will see you guys next week for another video. All right, bye.